Okay guys, let's get started. First, I'm using Lush Feeling Younger Skin Tint to prime my face. This has a bit of a white luminosity to it, so I thought that would be perfect for the vampire look. Next, I'm using chapstick. It's a good base for a lipstick. Next, I'm using a beauty blender and MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NW20, and I am just priming my eyelids, getting ready to put eyeshadow on, tons of eyeshadow. So I'm just making sure that I blend this out. Next, I'm using the Morphe 28S palette, and I'm picking up the white shade, and I am using a flat definer brush to ensure that we have a good base for blending our eyeshadow. Next, I'm picking up this lighter brown shade in the palette and just going back and forth in windshield wiper motions, just blending and blending and blending. Next, using the same palette, I'm going to pick up this darker brown shade. I am basically turning my brush one way to define the crease and then turning it the other way to blend it. Now I'm taking this Maybelline Color Tattoo 24 Hour and putting it on my eyelids. So this is basically a cream eyeshadow. So it's just ensuring that when I put the black eyeshadow on top of my lid, it's just going to stay locked and it's going to be a more dramatic look. Now it's time for the black eyeshadow, so let's get dramatic. So I'm just packing this on my lid, and this gets kind of messy, so you'll see that I do some cleaning up after this, so just be aware of that. And then I'm just taking a blending brush and blending it the best I can. Once again, this is a messy look, so it doesn't have to be perfect, and as we know, black eyeshadow is not the easiest to blend. So I'm just taking a towelette and making sure I clean up all the residue. Now I'm using the BH Eyes on the 60s palette, and I'm taking the red and just blending it above the crease. Once again, being completely messy with this. I mean, vampires are not neat looking. And then I'm also taking a purple shade so we can kind of get that bruised effect look. And I'm focusing the purple in the outer V, as you can see. Next, I am using a black eyeliner. So all the products I'm using will be in the description box down below. I just used the black eyeliner to define my waterline, and now I'm using the Tarte Tarteiste liquid gel liner. So I apologize about the footage on this. You know, you always have to be right up close to the mirror when you're doing a winged liner. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just making sure the tip of my wing is pointed directly to the end of my eyebrow. So that is my little trick for doing winged eyeliner. Next, I'm using the Rimmel Lash Accelerator. This mascara doesn't really clump, so it's good when you're about to put on lashes. Next, I am using House of Lashes in Iconic. So these are intense. I mean, come on, we're being interesting vampire today, so go big or go home. These are a little bit difficult to put on. The best advice I can give you is to let that lash glue dry for about 5 minutes. It says 30 seconds on the box, but I do 5 minutes to make sure it's tacky. Next, I'm just using my normal foundation with a Sigma F80 Kabuki brush, and I'm just blending that out. Next, I'm going back in with the Lush Feeling Younger Skin Tint. So I'm just putting that right under my eyes so that we moisturize that area for concealer. So I just grabbed a concealer that was definitely too light for me. So you could really use any concealer, but this one is by Maybelline and it dries really fast, so I had to blend quickly. So I'm just using a damp beauty blender and just blending that out. We definitely want to look as white as possible, so if you have a really light concealer, go for it. Next, I'm using the Morphe Contour Palette. You could really use any, but I'm just grabbing a white powder and just setting my concealer with it. And then you'll see that I put this all over my face because we're a vampire and we need to look pale. Next, I'm using Tarte Brow Powder in Rich Brown. So I am just using a spoolie to brush out my brows and just filling them in. Next, I'm using Anastasia Clear Brow Gel to set my brows. There's also a good one by Maybelline that is a lot cheaper, but this stuff is like glue, so I love it. Next, I'm using the Morphe Contour Palette again and going in with the dark brown shade. So this is going to be a really sharp contour. We want to look really bony and dead, so I am just going to carve out those cheekbones. And now I'm just blending that contour so it's very sharp. So I'm just blending it so it looks just a little bit more natural. Next, I'm using a black eyeshadow from the BH palette and just putting that underneath just so we can get that dramatic effect. And now I'm going back with the red shade and just being very messy with this and using a blending brush. Just putting that right underneath my eye. So I look really tired. Now I'm taking the Jaclyn Hill Favorites palette from Morphe and I'm just grabbing a maroon shade and using a liner brush from Real Techniques. And I'm just kind of drawing branches under my eyes. So this is very easy to do. What I did is I wet the liner brush and then I dipped my brush into the eyeshadow so I can kind of get a more concentrated eyeshadow when I paint. So instead of using cream, I just used regular eyeshadow and just dipped my brush. So yeah. Because I wanted to be even more pale, I'm taking this NYX contour stick, and this probably should have been done before I put the white powder on, but it worked out perfectly fine. I'm just sharpening up the contour and looking even more pale, so I'm just putting this all over and using a damp beauty blender and really blending this out. Make sure that beauty blender is damp or you're going to have a tough time blending that out. Next, I'm using a CoverGirl lip liner in the color Mocha, just lining my lips because it's only appropriate to use a vampy lip color for this look. So just make sure you grab a brown lip liner. Now I'm using a lipstick from BH Cosmetics in the color Moody Merlot. And clearly I needed a quick dance break before being done with the look. Next I'm using a Vampy lip gloss from Gerard Cosmetics in the color Jewel. And now for the fun part, I'm using this vampire kit I got from Walmart. So I'm just putting one of the tattoos on my neck and it looks crazy real. Kind of freaky. Next I'm using Urban Decay Chill Makeup Setting Spray just to set all the makeup, and of course using fake blood, and it looks real. Ah! So you can apply this wherever you would like, but I thought it was only appropriate to apply it by mouth. And of course you need teeth, but obviously these look crazy and they're a little uncomfortable. So now this is the complete look. Don't I look so scary? Clearly don't know what to do with these teeth. But I hope you guys enjoyed my first Halloween makeup tutorial, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!